embodiment of everything.
Acts of fuse with Buddhist karma, goes be sending ancient texts with crudest karma. I trim tracks, swim laps, bring back that shit back. They say my shit's whack. See, I don't encourage where whips mapped. My fist black, pissed twice, don't like me cause I don't talk about chicks or wish stats. I come collect as collector with big facts. Mishaps when they strip strap, poor sickness go youth, kid stabbed. 90% never missed laps. There's multicolor wars. This min send tic tacs, support that list tax. Suited ego, entity think tank. No need to fake, so don't link trash. One global currency, trigger sink cash. False promise, leaders promise, bring stacks. This is beginning, we know sing rags. Poetry at its finest, lessons of Bibles. Soldiers see from eyes of tyrants. Me get questioned by sirens. Defeat is not life, that's license. Now that being said, it's the reason I stick with scriptures and writing. That's about it. Shout out to everybody.
Please, big boys, please shout.
How was that? Was that good?
You need to come to the night.
Huh?
You need to come to the night.
When? Beautiful. When is it?
Spoiler alert! I'm black.
Okay, I'll be there.
No, you need to quiet.
There was this bully named Billy who quite brilliantly belittled me. You see, they say it's the sticks and stones that break bones, but his words, they bore like bricks, and brutally, they bludgeoned me. This bully boy Billy broke my beauty with his B word. But not only that, this bully boy Billy betrayed my beauty with his B word when he brutalized my beauty with the N word and brainwashed my brethren and brothers into believing my dark ebony black to be unbearable. Don't you see, it's this bully boy Billy's bemused babbling that keeps me and these girls battling for some unbalanced belly to booty ratio just because some busty bright-eyed Barbie called Nikki bestowed it. It's my beauty Billy stole with his B word, my black originality set back hundreds of years by superficiality. And you know, every day bully boy Billy's buttered up compliments bewilder me. You see, he's pretty for a dark skin was backwardly praising me, but blatantly insulted me. Still, somehow his bashful eyes would give me butterflies, and with every backhanded comment, my insides cocooned and longed to be bloomed into some sort of Beyonce, and for my beauty to literally be brightened by his B word, and no longer be this blackened baby that bloomed from a Kush bloodline that was rich and untouched by his B word. But behold, Billy had me bleaching, and Billy had me buying creams, not knowing it's my beauty he would steal, not knowing it's my essence I was handing on a plate as his meal. My hors d'oeuvres were basted with the hydroquinone acid laced inside his B word. This bully boy Billy was bitterly bewitching me till it broke the barricades built in brains that are purposely there to keep people safe. As he consistently and persistently blacklisted me. He was emotionally bankrupting me by passively, aggressively backlashing me till nothing remained and all I harbored was hate. But by then it was too late because now my body is bawling with butchers, my beauty is battered with the baseball bats molded from the beseeched beliefs of bureaucrats. This bully boy Billy broke my beauty with his B word, but I noticed it too late as my blood boiled and the bleach burnt and besmirched an ebony blur into the melanin of my skin. This bully boy Billy rapes my beauty with his B word, but I noticed it too late as my blood boiled and the bleach burnt and besmirched an ebony blur into the melanin of my history. Because it's my ancestors Billy stole when the world told the world that baby it's okay to use the B word.
Brown girl, white world. You gotta be strong, girl. Breathe slow, steady, smooth. You're watched every move, but sing sweet songs, even when you're forced to smile. Because your plain face, real face could be a threat to their face. So you negotiate with yourself, a bit of barter. Tell your sweet cheeks to rise, suppress the true you sitting on the inside. You can do it, smile, but build your barriers. Master your mortar mixing skills because brown girl, white world needs tough mind, thick skin, a voice with treble bass in case you're hypersexualized or fetishized with your deep dark eyes. Large, medium, small or tiny thighs. Helix hair, the natural accelerator. Between your spirals, kinks and curls, energy flows. You hold an antenna upon your head, so when asked, can I touch it? Girl, say no. There's worldly pressures for you, to weave or to wig, to work twice as hard, to bleach or not to bleach. Shall I bathe in the sun, to tame your passion, lower the tone of your voice? You don't want to be seen as another angry one. It's a man's world. It's been designed for guys. No consideration for your cycles and the days you need to be still and just hibernate. Gotta get up and go because time is money, so brown girl works 24 hours round the clock, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, 4. Why do we always see her mopping the floor jobs? Early morning, crack of dawn, save the NHS jobs. You've got to re-educate your whole family, girl. Let them see colour, because we live in a rainbow. Break misconceptions, know how to act around immigration, protect your children from racial discrimination. You spend your days praying for them. I hope my boy makes it home. I hope my girl is safe. You feel homeschooling is usually the best place because you don't want systems to underestimate them or label them with capital letters like SEN. Because aren't we all special? And don't we all have educational needs? Brown girl, white world. You were born to stand out, so why fit in? You can't be duplicated, although you're trying to be replicated, and I know that for you, it's usually institutionally harder. Your best option is to be strong, and like they say, keep calm and carry on. So tilt your head to the sky, place your hands like Duri's praying hands, call upon your family for guidance and strength, then dust your shoulders off. Place one foot in front of the other as you keep calm and carry on, girl.
You know, someone once told me, if you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman. We use the term man-made for most things, or most material things. Is it really man-made or made by man if the man-made was made by a woman? So really aren't all things just woman-made? And yet women are still made to be put down and underpaid, exploited and enslaved by this industrial prison. So to all my bad bitches, my home girls, my wing women, I salute you. For it is you who inspire me and my sister to strive for greatness. You're the oil in my hair. You're the heel on my shoe. You are the vibranium to my Wakanda. But ladies, that was only the battle. The war is yet to be won. For there are still those who aren't able to fight, too scared to do what must be done. So to my fellow women right here, I beseech you, do not be warriors but teachers. Be the destiny to your children. Teach your younger sisters to kill them with kindness. Have the courage of your conviction to bring their enemies to their knees and look down at them, a bubbling mess. And think of all the times they've had to digest your envy and disgust for what you see. You joke about my body being too much to handle. Thighs and hips too big for your hands. Arse and tits too juicy for your mouth. Tongue and lips too sharp and too quick for you to bite down on. But boy, it isn't my body that you need to be worried about, it's my mind. Because given the chance, I can tear you up, rob you blind, burn you down, and eat you alive.
Revealed in a rhythm when Bob Marley did rock steady, don't you know me? I'm the beat that the drummer did drop in steady liquors with a rim shot. And didn't we all feel it in the one drop? When one was dropped into those coloured slots, one drop divided up into racial constructs, but one drop must have got into the melting pot. Yo, tell me where your people from, because we're all freaking mixed up, but check your pedigree and I bet you find that one drop. Well, it was the one drop that decided whether you got a share of the pot or whether you had to leg it from the lynch mob. Yo, you lot, keep up. I'm telling you, even if they found one drop, you were... Yet, It was that one drop of pluck that runneth over the cup that gave Rosa Parks the pluck. She said, you know what? I ain't going to give my seat up. And while I'm at it, let me explain my personal position. For now, I'll tick ballot box. I'll even sign the petition. But if we cannot cotch at the table and sup from the cup, then we'll burn shit down and mash shit up, because the one drop cannot be stopped. It's existed over epoch and it comes in many constructs. We are not just that one drop in the ocean. Open your eyes up and you'll find the whole ocean in that one drop. So stick that in your homeopathic concoct. And nowadays I've been immortalised, popularised by medicine, media, CSI. And you want to know why? Well, it takes a little while to unlock my mystery, but every time they spot me, I make fucking history. So, you know what? When they lunched up at the bus stop, that modern day lynch mob, probably all self-medicated, shored up, they were definitely premeditated because they were tooled up. And you know the upshot. Run, Stephen, come on, keep up if they catch us with. Fit as fuck, my boy ran 200 yards until he stopped, until he dropped, bleeding profusely from 2 fatal cuts, which dumbass cops never even tried to stop and apply a little first aid balm. And you saw in the Voice newspaper the Photoshop of a mother face palm and a dad with his hands over his head tops. Yo, Pops, how you gonna clean this shit up? Not with 1,000 mops. Police investigation, you what? It was a cock-up that a crooked cop had been paid to obstruct. I mean, the examination didn't reveal one drop. One drop ain't so easy to spot, but you know what? They just gave up, locked shit up in a property box to moulder and rot, leaving those little fascist fucks free as Scott, bowling round the manor like they was a top-notch. Just watch. In her grief and despair, she called on me, the one drop. And we made a pact then and there that we'd never give up. As long as her veins held one drop, she was going to keep bringing it up, and Stephen was not going to get forgot. So with me, the one drop, she filled up her pots. When they run it over, she got out her mop, and she forced those fascist cops to clean their shit up. And you know what? Laws got changed. They were rearranged. That racist institution was named and shamed. And when science finally caught up with me, the one drop, that's when it all came on top. I was the one drop that made the lies stop, and now at least 2 of those little fascist fucks are banged up. And I know nowadays prison is kind of cushy, but for the next 15 years, they ain't gonna get no pussy, because that kind of shit ain't allowed in prison. And there may come a time when we can forgive them, but that time ain't right now. So you know what? Fuck them. And I think whenever Stephen is brought up, and I think about what it has taught us, well, it's the same old cliche, said in so many better ways, you never give up. And when your arse is down in the fire, we're calling that one drop, and you know what? You're gonna find a reservoir. Why?
Listen, on the way up, I'm seeing more unity, more networking and creating opportunities. See, nation building really starts with our communities. Build up a desire, put us back up where we used to be. How far we've come, our father's sons. All black men, barring none, hold scars from young. Go back further in your story and see brothers draped in jewellery. Way before T'Challa, Mansa Musa lived the movie scene. Empowerment is economic. Focus on them lizzies and how fast they leave your wallet. Give away your energy, you give away your strength. Plus I know some brothers and they honestly do want it. Spend it with your people when you have the urge to spend. Give it to your brothers and your sisters and your friends. If you start a business and your countenance is black, then the circle you've just paid into will pay you back. I'm watching us grow as we look out for each other. Treat women as sisters and the older ones as mothers. Always show respect for the ones you take as lovers, but show the same respect when they're not under the covers. Don't be sour if you ask her for a number, it's a no. Love is work, take the opportunity to grow. Focus on your passion, maybe stack a little dough. Wise women only mingle once you've kindled up your glow. Escalate step by step, elevate with me. Utilize retrospect, you can rise quickly. Distribute the cream to your team till they're crispy. Give your own circle that cash you gave Disney. Wisdom of the older ones, receive it with respect. Because once they can't relate it, you'll be tainted with regrets. And while these other nations stay proclaiming what they've got, we're remaining patient, escalating to the top. Thank you.
Final poem!
Final poem!
They love arguing down there. Look, they love arguing. Go. Ciao. Let's start the art, man.
Come on.
Shaheed.
A brave brother.
A brave brother civilized the citizens of the city, dealing death blows to the decadent that dwelt there, effectively exercising every evil in essence as the faithful were forfeit to fight for the fullness of their freedom, gratuitously giving ground and into greed to gain those things that were not God-given. His heart held no hatred for the hellbound, but was ever hopeful of help from on high. Instinctively, inspiration increased in spite of the ill-advised, illusory ideas implemented by the iniquitous. Jealous jackals juiced the jugular of justice, journeying from Jesus to Judas, tempting to joust with judgments. Killers keen to kill kindred and kinfolk in order to become kings over kingdoms, not really knowing who keeps the keys to karma anyway. This legend in the land by way of love led men in their legions away from the lusts of low-life living, to live limitlessly looking for meaning. The mere mention of metaphysics was far too much for mortal men, meanwhile motivating the mindset of the original man from melancholy to majesty. A nation with no name in a new world nurtured a need never to remain nameless. Their noble nature now noticed by the necropolis, knee deep in its own nastiness. According to the oral tradition, only the old oracles owed to the omen opened hearts in obeisance to the omnipotent one. As for the others, they were overtly out to obstruct the primary pursuit of a proud people who, after the practical wisdom preached in principle by the prophets, learned to pick the path of perfection over perdition using the proven power of pentamerous prayers. Needless to say, the quarrelsome queued up and quizzed him for a quadrennium on his quest for people to make the quantum leap out of the quagmire. In his mind's quiet quarter, he mined from a quarry of quotes that more than qualified him to quash questioning quite easily, citing quality of life over quantity in life. Upon this, the raptorial ruling elite, realizing the revelation of the right path was indeed a revolution, the rhetoric of rebellion now rife in the region, had reckoned with razor-sharp reasoning to repress any resistance ready to rise from the ranks of the sons sold into slavery by their siblings, their souls in surrender to the one symbolized by seven, seeking the strength to slay their subjugators. Not at all scared, for they had seen the savior some speak of. He somehow seemed like them. Time for the tried and tested, talk that's trusted. Time for the tried and tested, truth that's trusted, talk of triumph told on totems, testified in temples, targeted by tyrants, taken for granted and tarnished through our ages, to now uplift the uprooted, who would with every unadulterated utterance urge their underlings to uphold uprightness, never underestimating what usurpers utilized in underhandedness to remain uppermost on the universe's ugly underbelly, thus ushering in the ultimate uprising of us, the undergods. Vanguard of the vulnerable, vowing victory for the once voiceless victims of these vampires. Like volcanic rumblings, vexations vibrated to the very ventricles of their vessels. Death the only vaccine for the viper venom in their veins. The vitality of life is the vicinity where virtue versus vice. A world in which these wolves in their wickedness wage war on the wise warriors of the way. Wasteland wayfarers, wielding wisdom as a weapon to the wonderment of the weak-willed, whittled to waifs whilst withdrawing from the worship of wrongdoers. Now mark the spot where axes cross, in the middle of the symbol for infinity, perfection in symmetry and imbalance, the unquantifiable that quantifies talent. The multiplier, the kiss, numeric value of 10, the crossing of swords when there's something to defend, an illiterate signature, correction in learning, chromosome in the female of the species twice occurring, a cross burning, symbol of worship, focal point of purpose, far beyond anything you can see at the surface. Evident out of reach beneath, beyond knowledge, beyond faith, beyond belief, in search of something better, I and I testify, I sincerely love Allah's mathematics, XX plus XY. Yahuwah alladhi la ilaha illa huwa. Yelling like a yearling, yes, you over yonder, yet to yield up yesterday's yataghan of yellowness. Yoking yourself for years to a yarn of useful yearnings. Single lettering, beckoning, questioning, why? Why is acknowledgement of the metaphysical considered to be akin to madness? Why does humanity deny its beginnings in blackness? Why are we aggressively ignorant instead of placidly adaptive? Why can't men see that the mistreatment of women will forever be a step backwards? Why do we listen with attention inactive? Why yawn when there is no real effort in practice?
I got Shaheed.
All capital.
All capitals.
Extra time. Bada, bada, bada,
Bonus
bada.
poem! Bonus poem!
This is called Alive Again.
Volume.
Alive again.
Power, 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 power.
It feels weird to shed a skin so newly made, but I evolve so quickly. I itch to get out of my past self every couple of days, changing how I treat you based on how I'm treating myself. I don't know how else to say your energy's bad for my health. I'm trying to put aside how I feel, how you felt, but you've wrapped me in a cocoon of pity, worry, and guilt. I feel guilty for breaking promises I made when I was young. To the wiser version of me who thought that they were dumb, to lose control for a while, fall deep, feeling numb from the pressure of too many sinking ships. I like to think that they were your sinking ships, anchoring me down. Yeah, we'd all like to believe it was someone else pulling us down when we're the only ones to blame, really. The situation is the same, clearly. You'd rather complain about your shortcomings than start becoming something more than just a problem you spent your life overcoming, help ain't coming. Woo. So you learn to help yourself, like I did. Because for a long time, I was alone. Bricked in, sick kid, always at home. Addicted, living like a shell of myself where they discovered themselves, lost my mind and my body became afflicted. I have brittle bones now, a repercussion. How do I tell someone they're stitching the same pattern? How do I tell them they're pushing the same buttons? I want to take away your needles, your machine, and your cotton. How do I tell them? In a way that's not already been said. How do I tell them I've seen the picture at the end? If you don't stop this bullshit now, you're going to end up dead. I was so close to death, my friend, I could taste my next life. It was sweet, it was tempting. I almost took that flight. But then I realized I was escaping a reality I designed. So I took 1-2 steps back and used my pain to realign with my path. But I'll always have the scars. Reminds me of when I was back there. But for some reason, I'm attracting those that remind me of when I was back there. I see you. Reflection on myself. That's why we can get along, because I've already met that girl. That's why we can dance and sing a song. I've slipped back into an old shell, and it's funny how it keeps repeating itself. And I ditched the demons they dealt me, made masterpieces so I could masterpiece, keep the passion seeking, keep opinions weak, like the past me, fuck up like the future's bleak. Lately liquids, taking the flavor and heat, and I gained a piece of me so she could trust in me. Happy that I made the right choice this time, wasting time, waiting that your life ain't mine, being trite because you're under so much pressure. I know you're worried, could you think I should do better? And maybe I could if I stood for what you stood, but I can't remember the last time your words made me feel good, and that's a cycle. We contentment, a difficult child. Now you want me to get in your car because you know which way to steer? Trigger happy with the pedal, you didn't even glance at the gears. You feel good in the front seat, and I want to take your place. I mean, I could drive better, but I'd rather my own space, so now I'm playing this game, right? We speak without words and fight. But I'm tired of protecting myself from people who are supposed to help me. I ain't got the time or energy to teach how to love me. It's like teaching a lifeguard how to swim. You don't want to do it because before they take the job, they should already know. But if you don't, when you're in trouble doing life, you're risking it's your own. It's okay to look through the telescope backwards. Distance yourself from your problems. Dissing yourself is a problem. I can't hear you with the lights on. Distractions are my kind of problem. Distractions are my kind of problem. Thank you.
Human connects can sometimes make you forget who you are. Have you so caught up in their tangled network that you neglect your self-worth? And I know that the right bonds could improve my net worth, but the wrong investments could subvert my life's purpose. So I often find myself asking if it's worth it. Reminding myself that it's not my circus. I'm trying to live more, so if your vibe's kind of lifeless, then we're going to vibe less. But if you can speak more truths and lie less, then we're all blessed. Yeah. I know that every process serves a purpose. I'm a work in progress. I'm still learning how to listen more and talk less, but I guess less isn't always more, because I know for sure that if we don't disconnect, I'll be living life less with more stress. I sometimes feel bad about the ties that I've cut, but how can I level up if I'm stuck on a broken circuit board? If components switch to opponents, then our energy cannot flow. That's just the way it goes. I mean, we could put some soldier on, but honestly, it's kind of long to dance along to a beat that I can't even tap my feet to. And I can't be in harmony with keys that are out of tune or keys that keep me locked out of guarded rooms. I don't deal with gatekeepers. You're keeping secrets, I'm not even seeking on some. You can't sit with us shit when I didn't even ask for a seat, and now I'm bringing feasts to round tables. You want to put up a pew? Fuck you. My quest is deeper than the deepness that you think you're deep in. You claim to be woke, but we both know that you're sleeping, and I stay woke. Literally. I mean, I hardly get any sleep in, but that's how it goes when you're busy planting seeds and cultivating shoots and harvesting the fruits of your labor. It took me a minute to perfect my recipe, so right now, I'm just trying to savor the flavor. So do me a favor and keep your hand out my plate, because I swear I'm not sharing this food. Oh, I'm serious. And definitely not with you, but those who I do break bread with know that I always prepare enough for everyone to have seconds and thirds. It's a lot. I may not share from my plate, but I'm happy to share from my pots. The ones that I've got on my stove and the ones filled with gold at the end of my rainbow. And just so you know, my rainbow is a rare, rounded rhomboid of colours that exist far beyond your vision. It is the joy of calm born from painful storms, a prism of infinite light reflected through purple rain. It marks the passing of the past and the starting of the start. I am blinded by her grace. Guided by the light that she placed inside my heart, I am who I am. You are who you are. You are not like me. I don't take life lightly, stepping lightly into my power with heavy souls to heal. As I reconnect with 33, my life's path is revealed. I heal, I write, and I teach with ease. This mastery is in my genes. My bloodline falls like a ley line. I know these nodes like ancient codes, so when I lay lines, I flow like ancient odes you can believe in. I lay lines across this globe like a dodecahedron grid, writing with purpose. 12. Resonating at a frequency for Mother Earth, this mother birth twins. So now I'm comfortable in my skin and familiar with duality. Oh, I can see why you're mad at me. You don't understand how I can both wish you well and not fuck with you at the same damn time. Well, I was traveling blind, but now I'm traveling time, unraveling minds bound by karmic ties to lives long past. You're still living in the past. It's your prison, but you're way past your sell by date. You sold your fate at gates in flames. The devil plays some wicked games. His music is enchanting. But notice I'm not dancing, at least not to his tune. It's off key. And I'm on point to the decimal. I can pinpoint where a pin drops, where the word starts and the breast stops. I mean, I beam light like I'm Cyclops, but I manifest like I'm Jean Grey. It's a new life. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. Watch me transform as I'm reborn like a remix of the Phoenix. Leave you speechless with my sequence. Leave you sleepless as you deep this. Leave you staring at the pieces of my piece like it's a rebus. So now deep this. Human connects can sometimes make you forget who you are. But sometimes those same connects can force you to step into your power and walk onto the path of your purpose. And you may still sometimes ask if it's worth it, because it won't always be an easy ride. People really do come into our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. So try to find the lesson in every connection, whether brief or enduring. And remember that every thought, movement, or emotion is more than a ripple in the ocean. Take note, and with every choice you make or choose not to, remember that you enter onto a new timeline. I understand that, which is why I know I can bend and travel time. And another thing, if you can find a way to open your heart and mind to love, then I promise you will find your soul tribe. They will literally just start showing up. I finally found mine. It's like the stars aligned and time stood still. Real, really do recognize real. I love my soul tribe. Vibes right, mind's right. We stay tight. I'm so happy they can see me, because this navigating humans isn't always easy. Thank you.
So incomplete, the ego lays in conceit, incognito, oh, tucked in so neat, oh, how humility strives to be elite. Oh, the narcissism unrecognized, I reckon I beckon, strive to come and meet me to reason and overstand. Heavy thoughts on how I can leave them and keep peace close at hand, release them. Trekking and traveling through the wilderness on the wildebeest, passing through portals and seasons to yet another promised land. So many has one made dwelling places and habitations. I've seen hell in places and lack in patience to make moves. To be regurgitated out of Babylon's belly, but in lieu of making moves, the anxiety and big overwhelm of everything being just a little too much for such a quiet and introverted spirit like this. The lyrics might dip, in a minute I might dip, because the limits might rip like the boundaries of this round reality tearing at the seams, and it seems that I got this. More than I think I do, more than I think I does, more than I think I will. I stop treading water and sink deep in love. I am deep in love with love itself, and God is love. So where God dwells, the heart swells, the mind delves, the deeper levels, the spirit excels to stand in the face of Satan and malfunction, the engineering of hell. Well, here we are again. It's hard to just know that there may not be an end to this arduous road that entails you telling many lifetime and ultimate truths. You may become a strong tower of consulting the youths, igniting the youth, setting fire to the suits that are too big for their boots, pushing false streams for people who blindly follow and it's an empty pursuit. Pushing false streams for people who blindly follow and it's an empty pursuit. Pockets, empty pursuit, was it worth it to look good for companies that destroy communities and come for me and come for your mothers, your fathers, your brothers, your sisters, your children? Your children are not your children. Your children belong to the Creator just like you do. Do not impose your purpose for them upon them. Support the Most High's will and creation and will for them, and overstand it's not God's will for us to live within the same plan, similar boxes. And we've always thought outside of them because we've never actually seen those boxes. There are no boxes. There are no boxes to think inside of. There are no spoons to bend with your mind, bruv. There is no spoon. Just serious prophecies to fulfill. And if I do this properly, then until those blessed days that we can refrain from keeping it moving, I'm going to take every moment to stand still. To be still and know God. Those quiet moments of clairvoyance and clarity and cosmic communication with the Creator, working and hurting for when I am, or the complete version of self, so incomplete. Thank you.
Poet, show some love to your people! People, show some love to your poet! If you like anything you've heard today, you can find us on www.flowvortex.com. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening, brother. Nice one. Speak is back. Yeah.
Content over everything. From your melody.
Man, say it straight. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV.
But, I mean, UK, America, and other countries like that. Why do the majority are just left to the dogs regarding education? What kind of human being would think, you know what, that is good. We're talking about education and private education right now. Why